What's up, Steelers Nation? Before we dive into the big updates today, let's start with the truth, as we always do. This team, this organization, and every player in that locker room are constantly working to improve. Week after week, practice after practice, they focus on sharpening their execution, cleaning up mistakes, and putting themselves in the best position to bring meaningful results back to Pittsburgh. This is a never-ending process, one where every move is made with the goal of becoming a better, more successful football team. If you appreciate that kind of relentless pursuit, that kind of dedication, then you know what to do. Smash that like button and share this video with other Steelers fans to keep this community strong. It helps the channel grow and keeps our black and gold family united. Also, don't forget, if you want to rep the Steelers, head to the official Fanatics store. Whether it's jerseys for Aaron Rodgers, TJ Watt, or Jalen Ramsey, or sideline hats and all the latest gear, the link is in the description and pinned comment. Now let's get into today's huge story. The 2025 season has been a whirlwind for the Pittsburgh Steelers, filled with trades, signings, and roster moves almost every week. General Manager Omar Khan has been working tirelessly to bolster the team, making bold moves to strengthen the defense. This includes the trade for Kyle Duggar, the signing of veteran players, and of course, the surprise addition of Asante Samuel Jr. to the practice squad on November 11th. When Samuel became available, many around the league were shocked that Pittsburgh managed to snag him, especially with nearly 10 other teams also pursuing him. It was a big move to add depth to the secondary, but here's the twist. Despite all the excitement, we're now deep into the season, and Samuel hasn't played a single snap. He hasn't even made it to the 53-man roster, and the Steelers are facing a tough decision. If they don't act quickly, there's a real chance they could lose Samuel to another team. The Steelers' secondary has been riddled with injuries, and the play at cornerback has been inconsistent all season. The pairing of Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey, which sounded incredible on paper, hasn't lived up to expectations. Slay has underperformed, Ramsey has been forced to move to safety due to injury, and the depth behind them has thinned out considerably. This was the exact situation Pittsburgh hoped to avoid when building their defense, which is why the addition of Asante Samuel Jr. seemed like such a blessing. He's young, experienced, and plays with the kind of aggressive ball-hawking style that fits Pittsburgh's defensive culture perfectly. But here's the problem. Samuel is still stuck on the practice squad. While he's been rehabbing, learning the system, and getting up to speed, the Steelers need to decide soon whether they want to elevate him to the active roster or risk losing him to another team. Steelers insider Ray Fittipaldo recently offered some insight into the situation on the Joe and Pomp show on 93.7 The Fan. Fittipaldo pointed out that the Steelers are hurting at cornerback and could really use another player like Samuel. The issue is that Samuel is still on the practice squad, and any of those 10 teams that were interested in him initially can swoop in and sign him to their active roster. This puts Pittsburgh in a difficult position, as they will either need to promote Samuel or risk losing him entirely. The clock is ticking for Pittsburgh to make a decision, and Fittipaldo highlighted that if the Steelers don't act fast, Samuel could end up signing elsewhere. Here's the key part. Players on the practice squad have the power to stay or leave. If another team tries to sign Samuel, he doesn't have to go. If he believes the Steelers are about to elevate him, he may stay. But if the Steelers don't communicate that vision to him and make a move soon, why would a young player like Samuel stay in Pittsburgh when other teams are offering a chance to play? Now, let's shift gears to one of the biggest headlines of the season. Aaron Rodgers is officially back. According to insider Ian Rappaport, Rodgers will start for the Steelers in Week 32 against the Buffalo Bills. Rodgers, who had been pushing to play last week despite a fractured bone in his wrist, will now be under center in what could be a crucial AFC matchup. The Steelers' medical staff held him out last week, opting to start Mason Rudolph, but now Rodgers has been cleared and is ready to go. This is huge for the Steelers as they continue to fight for playoff positioning. Let's take a moment to recap Rodgers' journey. Drafted in 2005, Rodgers has had one of the most decorated careers in NFL history, winning 4 MVP awards. He suffered a torn Achilles in 2023, but made his return to the Jets in 2024. After being released with a June 1st designation, Rodgers signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers for 2025. Despite the chaos surrounding the offseason, Rodgers has been solid in his first season with Pittsburgh. Through 10 games, he has completed 66.4% of his passes for 1,069 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Not bad for a 41-year-old quarterback still adjusting to a new system. This Week 32 matchup against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills will be a pivotal game for the Steelers' playoff hopes. If Pittsburgh wants to stay alive in the playoff race, Rodgers will need to be at his best. Switching to the offensive side of the ball, there's another interesting story. Jonnu Smith, the tight end the Steelers acquired during the offseason. After a career year in Miami, where he caught 85 passes for nearly 900 yards and 8 touchdowns, Smith was brought in to add another weapon to Pittsburgh's offense. But as we sit here in the middle of the 2025 season, the question is, where has Jonnu Smith been? Despite his speed, athleticism, and ability to run receiver-like routes, Smith has become one of the most invisible weapons on the roster. Steelers insider Jerry Dulac recently took aim at this issue, calling out the lack of involvement from Smith. On WDVE, he asked, "Where is this guy who caught 85 balls last year? Where is he in their attack?" Nowhere. The numbers speak for themselves. Just 29 receptions, under 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For a player with Smith's talent, one of the fastest tight ends in the NFL, a great route runner, and a proven pass-catching threat, those numbers are shocking. Remember, the Steelers extended Smith after the trade, locking him in through 2026 with a hefty $11 million cap hit in 2026. That kind of money isn't given to a player to be an afterthought in the offense. The real issue here isn't with Smith's talent. It's with how the Steelers are using him, or more accurately, not using him. This isn't just a Jonnu Smith problem, though. It's a larger issue with Pittsburgh's passing offense as a whole. Calvin Austin III hasn't made the leap many expected, and the wide receiver group as a whole has been inconsistent. The offense has struggled with finding a rhythm, which has made it difficult to get any of their pass catchers into a consistent groove. Jonnu Smith, with his versatility and skill set, has been lost in the mix. The Steelers have to find a way to utilize him properly if they want to stay competitive in the AFC North, especially with high-powered offenses like the Ravens and Bengals to contend with. So, where does that leave us? Asante Samuel Jr. could be on his way out unless the Steelers elevate him soon. The secondary is thin and injured, but Samuel could be a valuable contributor if given the chance. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is ready to lead the Steelers in a critical game against the Buffalo Bills, and Jonnu Smith's usage, or lack thereof, remains one of the biggest questions for this offense. If Pittsburgh wants to stay in the playoff race and keep pace with teams like the Ravens, they need to find a way to get their offense clicking and make the most of the talent they've assembled. Now, Steelers Nation, it's time for you to weigh in. Should the Steelers promote Asante Samuel Jr. to the active roster, or should they let him go? Can he become a key piece of this defense moving forward? And how confident are you about Aaron Rodgers' return in Week 13? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear from all of you. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest Steelers news, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a breaking story. And remember, if you want to grab some official Steelers gear, the Fanatics link is below. Thanks for watching, Steelers Nation. Go Steelers!